Payday 2 as of now has a lot of weapons to choose from, ranging from common assault rifles, powerhouse shotguns, grazing sniper rifles, and even one-man Rambo LMGs or, akimbo weapons. I don't know how they do it. But with DSOD being crackhead LMG wielders with hacker perk deck and just, running around with 80% dodge, there's a category that seems to be a little bit undermined. The special weapons. More specifically, the flamethrowing category, the flamethrowers. But I want to more specifically talk about the Elon Musk flamethrower. From its addition in July of 2018, the MA-17 flamethrower hasn't received any changes relative to its primary brother, the Mark I flamethrower. Hi, post-production Lila here. I've completely lied to you. There is actually changes right here on this patch note right here. I just didn't bother to scroll down and read it. Anyways, back to the video. It has low damage, high fire rate property alongside with crowd control elements of the afterburner. However, its weakness lies in the hard to manage concealment values, poor matchup against dozers, medic and cloakers, the very high HP specials, and as well as a long reload time and limited skill and perk options. There's a lot more than those, but with the secondary Dragon Breath rounds of the Brothers Grimm existing as well, this might be one of the worst secondaries that you can carry out onto a bank heist. Well, maybe? In terms of flexibility, the Boring Company flamethrower is paling in comparison to LMG or quad stack rifles, or maybe sometimes even sniper rifles, since you're not just only going to be beating up meat cops that's only there to take bullets for sponges, which is the only thing that the flamethrower is good at, and it will struggle with high health pool enemies that your afterburn just doesn't kill fast enough. So what if I told you that there was a way that I maybe have figured out, I guess, to maximize the way that you can use the MA-17 flamethrower, and maybe a DLC less build for people who are less fortunate to not pay the nearly $80 worth of legacy DLCs. So let's just get right into this. So, for the DLC build, all you need is the Legacy Edition of Payday 2, and as well as at least one Infamy and level 100 to, have enough skill points and the skill tree discount just for you to do this. We're gonna be just using the Raven Shotgun from the Shotgun Pack and also the Sydney Character Pack's Anarchist perk deck. So, one by one, let's first look at the weapons that you'll be using. Firstly, the main course, the MA-17 flamethrower. Now you're going to be maxing out the concealment and damage values by equipping the Merlin nozzle, concealment boost, and the high temperature mixture, reaching a max ammo of 700, but you're getting 14.7 damage and 21 concealment. We're also going to be looking into the primary slot to pair up the Elon Musk flamethrower with the Raven shotgun. We're going to try to achieve maximum concealment once again, and with the max damage possible by equipping the triple up buckshot, short barrel, concealment boost, and the flip up sights. Note that you're going to need the achievements Lock, Stock, and 8 Smoking Barrels, and Everyday I'm Shufflin' to get the mods for the Raven shotgun. Up next, we're going to be equipping the Sydney Character Pack's Anarchist perk deck, like we said before, and we're just gonna borrow it for a second, make sure you have all 9 of those cards maxed out, and finally the skills. If you're like me that likes to play solo, or just have friends that only deploy ammo bags to further give back the Department of Justice their bullets back, then you're gonna need the medic bag and Inspire maybe, or you can just skip the entire medic bag tree. So in Mastermind, we're gonna get the medic tree, the right path up into Inspire. Next, in Controller, we're gonna just get basic Forced Friendship and Joker, then Ace Partners in Crime. Next, in Enforcer, you have 2 choices to be getting Overkill aced. There's 2 paths you can take to either Ace Underdog, Shotgun CQB, and also Shotgun Impact for the max damage possible. If you want the extra range instead of the damage potential, then you can just remove Shotgun Impact and get basic Underdog, but Ace Far Away for the long ADS kills with no range penalty. And also don't forget to grab Resilience Aced and Bullseye Basic in the tank tree next to it. And then in the Ghost tree, get Duck and Cover Aced, and then basic Inner Pockets, Second Wind, Optical Illusions, and Low Blow. And finally, in the Fugitive tree, get 9 Lives Ace, and the Brawler tree right next to it, get the Martial Arts Basic, then Ace Bloodthirst, Berserker, and Frenzy. If you choose not to get Dr. Bags here, you can invest more points into more dodge or body expertise, but that might not be as necessary. Ammo bags are usually better in this case. For miscellaneous, I usually equip the 2-piece suit with the throwable of choice, and on melee with 32 concealment. In my case, I usually use the flashbangs and the electric brass knuckles or the ice pick if I'm going for melee kills. So you might be looking at everything here and just like, how is this gonna work? 10 detection risk with 5 dodge, and I'm going to die. I only have 2-piece armor. You dumb. Look at the armor stat here. Anarchist takes 50% of your health in exchange for 120% of armor, and you also get a armor chunk of regen every 2 seconds, and adding on bullseye that gives you 5 armor on headshot, and also any damage you deal within a 2-second period also counts towards giving you armor because of Anarchist. You're gonna be able to survive and armor gate way more often when you're fighting, when you're running, whatever you're doing. Adding on Jokers to give you 30% more health, this in calculation will give you around 214 armor and nearly 44 health to work with. Anarchist also has a 2-second invulnerability when your armor breaks every 30 seconds, so you can just use that to move from A to B. With 5 dodge, that is just barely manageable with the amount of armor that you're regenerating at times. With how fast that you're going to be going down as well sometimes because snipers exist, the armor gate with the flamethrower might just be enough for you to get past most of your enemies. Speaking of the flamethrower, why so much damage? Well, here's just a little bit of a showcase of why. So yeah, the Millionaire toy is capable of shredding bulldozer plates as well as doing headshot damage and apply crits to everyone. So you can just spray them in the head and they kind of just die, to cloakers, to medics, and even more. Oh, except for these snipers once again. Oh, these Forsaken snipers. Get your shotgun out and just shoot them in the face. When your flamethrower runs out of juice, just try and get a melee kill safely, and you're on your way to cut that reload by half thanks to Bloodthirsty Ace. It's crazy how many things you can kill before your thing runs dry though, unless you have to fight a dozer. And speaking of fighting dozers once again, these flame particles are something to be understood sometimes. In case you haven't caught on yet, these flame particles, or rather bullets, have very jank mechanics when it comes to finding out where the dozer faceplates are, because sometimes you just shoot them directly in the face and they don't shred any, but then the other times you just kind of do? I don't know. My best advice to using this when you're fighting a dozer is to try and get on level ground, and even then sometimes it doesn't work, so in most practical cases, if you hold down for a second and it doesn't work, then you're better off just pulling out your Raven and shooting them with your overkill buff. But trust me, you don't want to be stuck with a dozer with no ammo. Worst case scenario, just hope armor gating flame stun can also get you out of there. So I'll let the gameplay run while I talk about some of the smaller stuff. I can foresee a debate if frenzy is needed to lock your health for the damage, but it's just me. I kind of like the damage right off the spawn, so it's really nice. But in terms of practicality, as soon as you go down once, you already get your max damage potential, so you don't really need to. And if you really don't like the 12 detection risk figure, then you can also just use the akimbo judges if you really want the extra 3% of crits and you're also playing solo. But if I'm honest, 2,000 rounds per minute over 21% crits means that your crits are going to be happening way too often with the flamethrower. And is this DSOD viable? Maybe, if you can grasp the mechanics of anarchist plus also the flamethrower, then go for it. You just have to be really careful in like managing how you get your jokers and also how to reload your flamethrower in a safe situation. So just be careful when you're trying to do that. And yeah, oh yeah, also don't bring this weapon into like any open area heists like Goat Sim, Henry's Rock, Alaskan Deal, Heat Street. But it's gonna be an okay pick most of the time. It doesn't really matter too much. My recommendation for trying this build out the first time, go to No Mercy, the Diamond, and my favorite yet is the Curse Killed Room. That event heist is so much fun, and you just like you get to be an arsonist. That's all you get to do. Hey, thank you for watching until the end. Leave a like if you want. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers to maybe start streaming more often as a partner on YouTube. So yeah, that would help a lot. And give me some comments on anything that I missed out or critical information that seems to be missing. I know I promised a free version of this build, but haven't figured out most of the parameters on how it will work without the damage coming from Frenzy. So yeah, you still gotta figure that out before I can push that out. So thank you again, have a good day, subscribe, and make sure to keep yourself happy.